Hey everyone, it's Amber here from the Stellar Guitarist, and today we are diving into He Ain't Heavy, He's My Brother by the Hollies. Now this beautiful ballad was released in 1969 and quickly became a worldwide hit. And if you are familiar with the song, it's really easy to hear why. Now the song does bring in some more advanced chords as well as some tricky chord progressions. But stick with me if you're up for the challenge, and then at the end of the lesson, we'll do a full playthrough of the song together. So to get started with the song, make sure your guitar is in standard tuning, and we're not going to need a capo for the lesson. So we're going to jump into taking a look at the intro first. The intro of the song has 4 chords, starting off with a regular G major. From here, we're going to be changing to a D over F sharp. Now to play this chord, you just need to play a regular D major, and then our thumb is going to wrap over the neck and come around and squeeze down the 2nd fret on the low E string. Now this note that we are creating here is called F sharp, which is why this chord is called a D over an F sharp, because the F sharp is in the bass. We can strum all the strings for this chord. Next up we have a C major, and then lastly a D7. Now a quick tip here, changing from a C to a D7 is relatively easy because our first finger is going to act as an anchor for us to pivot into that D7 chord. So just practice changing from your C into that D7. So that is as easy as the intro chords are. What we're going to be doing next is adding the strumming pattern. Now the strumming pattern sounds pretty simple, but we're going to be adding some accented notes. So just listen first. This is how it's going to sound. Down, 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 up, down, 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 up. So we have lots of down strums and a little up strum coming in there every now and then. Down, 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 up, down, 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 up. And if we count this out, 1 and 2 and a 3 and 4 and a. Okay, now that is 1 bar because we're counting up to 4. We have 4 beats in a bar. So that whole strumming pattern is going to equate to 1 bar of a chord. Now what we're wanting to do with the strumming pattern is accent beats 2 and beats 4. 1 and 2 and a 3 and 4 and a. So you're going to want to give a little stronger strum on those specific beats. So if we try that out on a G major, it's going to sound like this. 1 and 2 and a 3 and 4 and a. So the first 2 strums can kind of be just flicking those bass strings. 3 and 4 and a. From here we're going to change to our D over F sharp. We can do the same thing. C major is the same. Down, 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 up, down, 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 up. And then when we hit that D7 chord, we have a little star, and that's just indicating we're doing 1 strum on that D7. 2, 3, 4, which we hold for 4 counts. So if we put the whole thing together, starting from that G, here we go. 2, 3, 4. Down, 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 up, down, 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 up, switch. C's next. And 1, 2, 3, 4 on that D7 chord. Great, so that intro, not too difficult, gives you an opportunity to practice that strumming pattern, which is going to be taken through most of the song. So if you are feeling confident, you've got those chords under your fingers, the strumming pattern is sounding good, then we're going to move on to look at the verse. So the verse, we're going to go through in 2 sections. So the first section of verse 1, the chords are going to be flashed up on the screen. And you're going to notice that the first 3 chords are the same 3 chords from our intro. We have our G, D over F sharp, a C major, and then we have 3 new chords here. We have an A minor 7, a D, and a D sharp diminished, okay? So let's go through those three chords. So the C to an A minor 7 is really easy. All we need to do is just lift our ring finger off the strings. And there we have an A minor 7 chord. Okay, so that's really straightforward. So A minor 7. From here we have a D major, just a regular D, and then the D sharp diminished chord, okay? It's not an easy chord to play, but it's not too difficult if you just think about it the way I'm going to explain it to you now. So what I want you to do is take this D chord shape and you're going to move it up by one string each. So now you're squeezing down the D string, the G string, and the B string. Okay, and then you're going to scooch it back into that first and second fret. And then you're going to add your pinky into the second fret on the high E string. And it's going to give you that very, like, I don't know, I find it sounds like Adam's Family sounding chord. It's like a diminished whodunit kind of sound. So this is our D sharp diminished chord. So you might want to spend some time practicing D major and then getting to that D sharp diminished. Thankfully, the shape is very similar. We just actually, the best way to do this would actually be to scooch it back and move it up and then add a pinky. So do that a few times. You have your D major, you're going to scooch it back, you're going to shift it up, and you're going to add the pinky. Now, if that isn't difficult enough, what you'll notice is those three chords are contained between brackets. This means that those three chords need to fit into 4 counts. So the A minor is going to get the first 2 counts, the D major will get 1 count, and the D sharp diminished will get 1 count. So it's really quick changes. So if I just give you a demonstration from the A minor 7, it's going to sound like this. 1 and 2 and a 3 and 4 and a. Now if it's really tricky for you, you can just do 1 down strum on the D and 1 down strum on the D sharp diminished. So for example, okay, it still sounds great. It gives it even more of an impact, and it will be easier than trying to do all the downs and the up strums. So that whole first line of the verse is going to sound like this. Okay, I actually encourage doing the 1 strum. It almost sounds better. Then we have 4 chords in the second half of the verse, and they'll be up on the screen. We have a regular E minor to an F major, and for this I play the F bar chord. I encourage you to try the F bar chord here, especially if you're working on bar chords. And then we have A minor 7 to our D7. And each of those chords is going to get 1 round of the strumming pattern. So it will sound like this. 1 and 2 and a 3 and 4 and a F. A minor 7, 1 and 2 and a 3 and 4 and a D7. Okay, so we're going to put the whole thing together, and I'm going to add some singing for you. So here we go from the G. The road is long with many a winding turn that lead us to who knows where, who knows where. So swiftly moving on to looking at the chorus. So the chorus, we have the chords up on the screen. The first 4 chords we need: G major, D over F sharp, E minor, which I'm going to suggest playing with fingers 1 and 2, because it's going to help us get into that final chord, which is an E flat. We don't like playing E flat on the guitar. It's not a comfortable chord. Usually you would have to play this as a bar chord. Okay, now let's talk about the bar chord. If this is what you're wanting to do, what you're going to need to do is you're going to have to take your first finger and you're going to have to take it into our 6th fret with our, so first finger 6th fret, we're going to bar there and you're going to add an A major chord shape. Okay, now the reason why I'm going to suggest not playing the bar chord here is because it's taking us out of position for like 4 counts. And then you're going to have to go all the way back to our first position chords again for the second line of chords. So you could play it. And if we go up to the bar chord, but I'm going to give you an alternative option if you are not feeling the E flat bar chord. So what I want you to do is go back to that E minor chord with your first and second finger. And then what you're going to do is our second finger, which is squeezing down the D string in the 2nd fret. This is going to be your lead finger and you're going to slide it up into the 5th fret. Okay. Then I want you to create a C major chord in the 4th, 5th and 6th fret. Okay. And we're going to add our pinky into the 6th fret on the high E string. And this is going to give us an E flat major chord. Now that's quite nice because going from an E minor into a C chord, if you can play a regular C chord, then this shape is not going to be awkward for you and uncomfortable for you like a bar chord would probably be. So we're taking an open chord shape and we're utilizing it, and then we're adding our pinky. So this is another instance where you'd probably want to practice going from an E minor into that E flat. So this would be a sticking point in the song, no doubt, but it's definitely easier than playing a bar chord. So I'm going to put the whole thing together for you now. It's from the G, and this is how the first 4 chords are going to sound. Getting ready to slide. Great, hope you got that. We're going to move on to the next 4 chords of the chorus, starting on that G again, to an A minor 7, D7, and to G. Really straightforward. Right, now the only thing is that A minor 7 and D7 are between our brackets, which means the A minor 7 will get to the first 2 counts, and D7 will get the second 2 counts. 1 and 2 and a 3 and 4 and a. Again from A minor 7, 1 and 2 and a 3 and 4 and a. So we're just cutting that pattern straight down the middle and sharing it between 2 chords. So the whole chorus is going to sound like this with some singing. So here we go. But I'm strong, strong enough to carry him. G, he ain't heavy, he's my brother. Okay, so far so good. The last section we need to look at today is the bridge. This is a very long section with a very long chord sequence, and there isn't any repetition. And we're changing the strumming pattern slightly in the very beginning of the bridge. So lots of interesting things to keep us busy here. So the first 4 chords we need, we're going from a C to a D and repeating that again. C to a D. So that's easy, but the strumming pattern is going to change. Now I'm going to demo it for you first so you can hear what I'm doing. And this is just mimicking what we hear in the original track with what the drums are doing. Now, what I'm doing with the strumming pattern is I'm utilizing a mute or a stop, okay? So we're gonna do so let's get ready on that C major, and you're gonna play a down, up, stop. So you're just gonna whack the strings with your palm to stop them from ringing out. Down, up, stop, down. That's the main part of the strumming pattern, if you can just get that right. Down, up, stop, down. And then I just fill out the rest of the counts with some down strums before I change the D and do the same thing again. C and D. Down, up, stop, down. 2, 3, and down, up, stop, down. Down, up, stop, down. Down, up, stop, down. Okay, practice that for a little bit. And then when you're ready, we're going to move on to the next section of the bridge. We have a B minor chord, okay? Bar chord, open chord, whichever option you find more comfortable. We're then going to go to a D minor 7 chord. So we take our first finger, we're going to bar it over the B string and the high E string. And our second finger is going to come down onto that G string in the second fret. Beautiful sounding chord. So that's our D minor 7. So we have B minor to D minor 7. And for those two chords, we go back to the original strumming pattern. Right, next up, we have a C chord to B7. I know many of you really dislike this chord, and it is going to be a really quick change as well. We have E minor next, and then a G7 chord. If you can't play a G7, you can play a regular G major, or you can play an easy G7, which is just your first finger squeezing down the high E string in the first fret, and you just strum from the G string or from the D string down. Okay, now because the chords are between brackets, we're going to give C, 1 and 2 and a, and B7, 3 and 4 and a. Okay, 1 and 2 and a, 3 and 4 and a. And the same for the E minor and G7. 1 and 2 and a, 3 and 4 and a. Sweet, well done. And then our final line of chords for the bridge. C to C over B. This is pretty straightforward. So we're going to just take our ring finger off. And then our second finger is going to go up one string to the A string, squeezing down the second fret. And that's our C over B. So you're kind of wanting to get this walking bass line. From a C to a C over B. Okay, C to a C over B. And then we have A7, which is an open A. So there's that walking bass line that we're getting. C, C over B, A7. For the full pattern, and then D for the full pattern, and then our D7 has the star, which means one strum. That's a lot to digest. There are some tricky chord shapes there as well. If you're not familiar with like a D minor 7, if a B7 is a bit of a headache for you, as well as that very big stretch in a G7. Okay, so lots to spend time on. Don't feel frustrated if it's not coming together right now in this very moment while you're watching this for the first time, okay? So be kind to yourself. I say that often in my lessons, and it's because I have seen in the past how students get frustrated because they want to be able to do it right now. And we're living in an age where if I can't do it now, it means I'm never going to be able to do it. And that's not true. The guitar or any instrument is something that you need to put time and effort, practice and patience, perseverance. Those are your 3 Ps: practice, patience, and perseverance. So this song took me time. I didn't just listen to it once and play it right off the bat. I really sat with the song and fiddled with it and, you know, tinkered quite a lot and listened to the original, and that's how I learned it, with time and patience. Okay, so lecture over. Let's try put the whole bridge together. So remember, the C, D, C, D is going to get the down, up, stop, down, down, up, stop, down. And then the rest of the chords will go back to the regular strumming pattern. So here we go. I'm going to play it a little slower so you can really see what I'm doing. 1, 2, 3, 4. B minor, regular pattern. 1, 2. C, B7. So if you've made it this far in the lesson, that means that you have learned the intro, the verse, the chorus, and that tricky bridge. So all that's left to do now, if you know my lessons, what we're going to be doing next is a full playthrough of the song. So make sure you have all those sections under your fingers, and I'll see you in the next section of this lesson. All right, friends, get ready on your G major. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Long with many a winding turn that leads us to who knows where, who knows where. But I'm strong enough to carry him. He ain't heavy, he's my brother. So on we go. His welfare is my concern. No burden is he to bear. We'll get there. For I know he would not encumber me. He ain't heavy, he's my brother. If I'm a maiden at all, if I'm a maiden with sadness that everyone's heart isn't filled with the gladness Well done for making it all the way through this lesson. This is not an easy song, so definitely give yourself some credit. And I'm gonna go ahead and give you a high five. Well done, super proud of you. If you did enjoy this lesson, then please could I ask you to give this lesson a like and to subscribe to my channel. I come out with lessons just like this every single week on a Sunday. So if you don't wanna miss out, make sure you turn that notifications bell on too. Till next time, I will see you in another Stellar Guitarist song tutorial. I really hope you have a wonderful day, be blessed, and I'll see you soon. Bye.